Teams, Microsoft Teams, which a lot of companies are using, we rely on using Mirrorboard for brainstorming sessions, because a lot of times your work as a BA is to organize brainstorming sessions with your project team, right? So I don't feel stressed as much as I would feel if I have to wake up virtually every 4 a.m. to commute to work for 3 hours. Even the 2 days, we are still fighting it. They will still take it back to fully remote. So that's the beauty of being in an IT industry. You get to determine the terms and conditions of how you work. The developers, I think the developers in my team, I've been working there for like 3 months now. I've never seen him before, but we are always talking. So that's the beauty of being an IT space. They know that you don't have to come to the office. A lot of other roles too are already doing remote. I think I met an HR person who says he doesn't go to the office. Some companies are adopting remote regardless of the role. But I think in the IT space is now more pronounced because these people are getting poached from companies in the UK. Now, someone just said in the UK they are paying 700 to 1,000 pounds a day. I don't know if I heard that right. But these guys are coming to us and they are paying us 250 a day. But even with my 250 pounds a day in Naira, please do the calculation yourself. In my head, I'm already a millionaire, but they are even underpaying us, which in a way they are just trying to what? They are trying to reduce costs. So because companies in the UK and US, mostly UK and US, Canada, have really never gotten any opportunity in Canada before. Mostly UK and US, you find out that when they come in here, what they are paying is more or less like peanuts, but it's not peanuts to you because you even know how the Nigerian companies are also looking down on you and paying you nothing. So that's just an overview. So let's go right into using our mirror board. Now, I want to ask the role of a business analyst. What do you think a business analyst does? Or who is a business analyst first, please? Let's make it interactive. Who is a business analyst? Hi guys, who is a business analyst?
Like right to say business analyst would be in this would be a product owner.
You're taking us to products. I tried as much as yeah, I can hear you, please.
So, someone that enables change in a company or organization, the person has to define the need and also recognize the problem or bring solutions. In order for the
Sorry, I just need to mute someone now.
I think.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, who is speaking? Is it Mimi that is speaking?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Please go ahead.
I said from my understanding, from what I understand so far, business analyst is someone that enables change in an organization. In an organizational context, the person has to go through the company's profile, try to understand what the company is all about, and define their needs. And also, most importantly, recommend solutions, bring up new ways of solving problems in that company, if there is any.
All right, thank you very much. Let me just go right into, and like I said, let's just be very, I don't want to, business analysts, they do a lot of things, right? But let me come from the context of most of the, when a job is being advertised, I want to tell you what most companies will expect you to do. So you're seeing my, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Yeah. So oftentimes this is who we are. This is who we are, a business system analyst. Yeah. So what we do is to analyze systems used to support the business in a very short time. you are a business system analyst. What you're doing is to analyze systems used to support the business. Is there any argument here? Please, this is an interactive class. What are systems? When I say a system, what do you understand by systems?
The system can be the process of the company, the current situation, which is the
Sorry, please, because I'm at my screen, I try as much as possible. I'm focusing on my mirror board, so I might really not be seeing who is speaking. Can you always at any point just say, you know, your name, Linda speaking, and so that I know I have in mind people who are interacting in my class, please. Because I'm just trying not to juggle between my screen and then what I'm currently projecting.
Oh, apologies
That's
for
fine.
that.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to hear.
This is Jude speaking.
Okay, fine.
Systems can be the company's process. This could be where you find, you analyze the current process, the as is, and trying to know what the problem is.
No, you are going too far now. I just want to know what a system is. You're not telling me understanding assist. No, I'm not asking you. I just want to ask you what is a system. So you've already told me, you said company process. So thank you very much. Any other person before I give you an understanding of what a system? Thank you. That was a very beautiful answer. Company process, you're right. Is there any other person that wants to add something to it? Okay, so since there's no one, like he rightly said, Joe rightly said, it's a system is a collection of processes, people, and technology that work together to achieve a specific business goal or set of goals. I repeat again. A system is a collection of processes, people, and technology that work together to achieve a specific goal or set of goals. Now, what are some examples of systems that we know? We have a CRM system, right? Yeah? How many of us know what a CRM system means? That manage interactions with customers and help to store customers' data. Please, can we talk about example of systems that we know so that I know that I'm really not just talking to myself. This class is as interactive as possible. A lot of us, even the entrepreneurs, that you've probably never worked for anyone, you might have used a system in the past for your business. So I'm going back to my exactly. So can I hear someone that's really never spoken throughout this class? Is that fine? Just give me an example. There's no right or wrong answer. The truth is that let's just make it very interactive so that I might not be completely right. Yeah, so Tofomi, can you speak? I think you're still having issues with your mic. I don't know what the issues. So probably you might just. Okay, so.
I think this is Noye speaking. Sorry.
Okay, CRM. Tofumi already said the system is CRM. Yes, yeah. Okay. Noye, can we hear you?
Okay, I think one of the systems I know, I think for my company we use a Field Max Pro. I think
Okay,
that's
what does it do? What does it do?
It helps, it keeps tabs on our reps, their activities, their sales, their payments, and their visits.
Perfect. That is it. We are using different systems every day. Can you let's just make it very quick, one. We're just mentioning the system so that we have an idea. What are some of the systems that we use here? Yeah, any other person? Okay. Info pool. Unfortunately, your mic is not good. I would have really wanted to know what info pool does. Yeah, but your mic is not good, so I can't say. We have a lot of ERP systems, right? So ERP system, they integrate different business functions into a single system. For instance, you go into a company, their finance processes, their procurement processes, everything is integrated into a single system. That's like an ERP system. We also have one that HR use. I'm surprised that we have a lot of HR here. They're not telling us. You have systems that you use for recruitment, right? You have systems that you use for onboarding. You have systems you use for leave management. Am I right? Yes. So these are some of the systems that we are talking about, examples of system. So what I'm saying here is, as a business analyst, right, our role is to analyze systems used to support the business in a very simpler terms. Because people come in, when I so many courses, they are change enabler. What change? Just tell people what they do specifically so that when they go into a company, they know what they're expecting to do. Yes, you are going to be a change enabler, which is good, but what are your primary role? That is what to analyze, to support, analyze systems that support the business. Okay, so we have two types of system that you should always look out for as a business analyst. Let me just draw something here. This might not really be efficient well. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So just want to draw something here. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. So we have two type of system. We have an internal system. Can someone tell me what an internal system is? Based on your understanding of what I said, that as a business analyst, your role is to analyze systems used to support the business. What do you think an internal system is?
Jude here. This system used within the organization.
Okay, within the organization. When you say within the organization, can you be more specific? I love your response. It's actually correct, but when you say within the organizations, I want you to be very like, I want you to hit the nail on the head.
For example,
Okay.
maybe in particular departments, they may have a system they use specifically for
Okay.
that department.
Okay. Thank you very much. So from what he said, he's totally correct. So internal systems are specific for use within an organization. So what it means is that these are not systems that are interfacing with customers. Are we clear on that? I just wanted him to point it out because obviously you can have. Okay, so what's an example of an internal system before I say anything? Some of the internal systems that we've worked with in our organizations, can we give an example? Hello. I'll start mentioning names. So there's no right or wrong answer. Yeah. So what are some of the internal systems that we've probably used in our organizations? But are we clear on what a system is? Please, if you're clear on what a system is, can you just raise your hand so I know that we're clear on that? Please, can you just use the okay? It's just okay. Okay, we're clear on that. Okay. Uh is there an assumption that those that didn't raise their hands are not clear, or it's a case of finding the hands? Which is it? Okay, so quite a number of people have already raised their hands that they are okay with it. So, but if we understand or get clarity on what a system is, you should be able to tell me what an internal system is. I think I already said that an internal system is specific to your unit or department. You are not interfacing. That system is not interfacing with the customers, your outside customers. So can you just give me an example? Do you have any example of some of the systems you've used? I have several examples. Is anyone speaking?
One of the
I think
easy one is the intercom.
Sorry?
Intercom.
Okay, what's that?
like calls within like extensions within offices.
Very good. So it's not, it's you are using that to communicate with people, right? No, but extensions. Okay, yeah, extension within offices. That's a very good one. It's just within offices. People can't use that extension line to call from outside. Is that it?
Correct.
Thank you very much. So that answer you gave me clarity that you know what we're talking about. So please, can any other person help me out here?
Is there anything like me talking, like email Outlook that is used within the organization, within the company?
Thank you. Email Outlook. What do you think? Let's make it interactive. Do you think email Outlook is an internal system?
I'm not so sure,
No,
Oh, I
but I
mean,
know
no,
that
yeah, it's not. Why? Why is it
it's
not?
not. Because you can communicate with people externally, like customers. You can interface with customers from outside with the Outlook.
Okay. That's a good one.
Except if you design something, that is used just internally, then you can call it an internal system.
Is there any communication thing that is really used internally? It's meant for communication, so your communication is not limited, right?
Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, I get you. Maybe there's
Yeah,
okay, an example
like
would be like this distributed company that I work with in the UK. We have like a solution that we built in-house. So it's our own in-house communication channel. We don't, nobody can come in if you're not part of the team. So I think that can also work. Yeah, I get you now.
hmm,
Yeah. So we can have something that we built. So I don't think Outlook can be considered as an internal system because you still use that to interface with customers. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you use that to communicate with. So we can't say that's an internal system. There are a lot of, I think most internal systems you have are things basically for finance departments. You have, solutions that they use in managing records, all of that. All these things are considered internal systems, things that are systems that are used, that internal, like systems that can support, internal systems that is used to support the business. Basically, that's what an internal system is. Now, what's an external system? Obviously, that's the next that's the next type of system that we are looking at here. So what's an external system here?
just like the email Outlook the lady mentioned, is an
Okay.
external system.
Okay. So external system is meant to be used by the customers of the business.
Yeah.
Yeah. But internal system is used by the employees of the organization. So just know the difference between both, right? Internal system is used by the employees of the organization, and external system is used by the customers of the business. So now, what we are saying here is, as a business analyst, your job is to what? Gather requirements with respect to either an internal system or an external system. Is anybody confused here? Hi, is anyone confused here? I would have really loved if few people can just unmute. It makes it more
No.
interactive.
Sorry, please, can you come again? You said a business analyst
Okay.
job is to
Your job
analyze
right now,
using the internal. Okay.
your job is to gather requirements with respect to either an internal or an external system. That's just what I want to. So I'm trying not to come on this call and telling you, what a business analyst is trying to achieve. your change enabler, your this. Before you even make change, you need to even know what changes you're making. Do you get? So that's why we just want to simplify it. When you're called to come and become a business analyst, all the times they just want you to come in to analyze their system. It could be either a new system, an existing system, or system reengineering. These are the three things you're supposed to do as a BA. And how do you achieve this? Is to gather requirements. That's what I'm just trying to say. You gather requirements regarding the internal system and the external system. That's what your job role is as a BA. And your job is very critical and also very interesting. Why? Because it's what you tell the developers to do that they will do. If you come in and you analyze, let's say, an HRIS system, which is like an HR system, you come in and you analyze an HR system and say, I need a better solution that can automate all the processes within HR. What are some of the processes within HR? As a BA, you have to go and investigate. And it's coming from interactions with the stakeholders who can be like the head of HR. I worked on a project for HR department. And my first person I need to speak with is what? The head of HR. I will first establish, please, what are your processes? They will list out the processes for me. Number one, exit management. When people come into a company, they leave Nabi. Yes. Onboarding. You onboard people into a company. Performance appraisals. These are things that are done by HR. Payroll management. Your pay slip management. So that project I worked on, they wanted all of these things to be managed in a single portal. So what happened is that they do things differently. Their leave management system is in a different place. Their people can pick their pay slips from a different solution. So they wanted an ERP solution, an HRS solution like that can handle all of these processes in one portal, in one application. So what happens is that as a user, when you go in, you are seeing different tabs that can help you answer all your problems. So as a business analyst, when you go into an organization, whether it's for oil and gas, whether it's for Promasido, whether it's a banking, whether it's a fintech, your job is to what? Analyze systems. So you're analyzing their internal systems and you're analyzing their external systems. Is there clarity on what I've said?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we move on? Is there any question?
Not for now.
Okay, not for now. You know, I said, first of all, when you're analyzing systems, you gather requirements. As much as possible, I'm going to be putting things on my Miro board. Yeah. And we'll understand some things later on. But first, I want to understand, what do you understand by requirements? What do you understand by requirements? When I say gather requirements, what do you understand by requirements? Can someone help me out here?
I think
Me-
Christine here. I think by
Okay.
requirement, it means like expectation, like what is desired or
Perfect. I love that. Yeah. Okay. What you
Me
what?
talking,
Yes, please go ahead.
I think requirements can also be like needs, the major needs of company as well.
Okay, needs. Perfect. You guys are something you desire, needs. That's you have just explained what a requirement is. So a requirement is a change you want to make in a system, either existing or a new system. Now, there are a lot of projects you're going to work on, but I want to categorize the three kind of projects you work on as a PA. So I'm just going to put some new things on my board. Yeah. So let me just make this a bit shorter. so that it doesn't take in all the space. So at the end of today, you should be able to know what your core role is. So that when you go into an interview, trust me, if a senior business analyst sits down there and you tell them that you're coming in, your main role is actually to come in to analyze the systems. Who is currently on mute? You let me check. I'm trying not to navigate. Is the person on mute now? Please try as much as possible to mute yourself when you're not. Yeah. So when you walk into an interview, they can tell if you are an experienced business analyst, you've gotten some form of hands-on training, and I've been opportune to be in interviews. So currently the role that I play, I'm a team lead. I manage like 7 business analysts. When I sit in an interview, I can tell if somebody's just reading out things from a newspaper or from a catalog or from whatever they found on Google. And I can also tell someone who's had a hands-on experience. As much as possible, if you're telling me all of this value changing and all of that, you will make me want to ask you more questions. So oftentimes, what is your role? Your role is to come in there and analyze their systems they have. So you're analyzing their existing systems. And so that's what I just want to explain now in these new boxes I'm building here. So first of all, what you need to do is, as a business analyst, you look at, number one, you're looking at new systems. Yeah? So when you come into an organization, as your role is, you might come in projects to say, okay, we are coming up with a new entire system. An example of such a project was a project I did when I was in the bank. It was for Sierra Leone. So before Sierra Leone, I'm not using some of the jargons yet, but I'll start using it so that we get familiar with it. We don't need to wait for when it's time to learn it, so that by the time we get there, we already know what assist is. So just as the name suggests, as is current. What are they doing at the moment? Just the name as is. That's what it is. What are they doing at the moment? So they wanted to build a payroll solution that can handle, and they also needed to have an inbuilt workflow capabilities that can handle all of the approval process. For some of us that work with different firms, it's not just on the 24th that you are being paid. Yes, you see your salary, but a lot of things happen, a lot of processes happen that leads to your payment. Your supervisor will have to approve that, okay, you should be paid. Then you go through so many approval processes depending on the existing processes in your institution. Mine, you have to go through your supervisor. From a supervisor, it's a long process where I'm coming from, since it's a bank. Yeah, we have about 4 different approval processes. Yeah. Now, Sierra Leone wanted a payroll solution. Now, the head office where I work in Nigeria, they had a payroll solution. So first of all, as a business analyst, what did I do? I first asked, why are we not integrating? Why are they not using the payroll solution that was built for the headquarters? Why are they not using it? First of all, the response was that I was speaking with the stakeholders. I will explain who a stakeholder is and every other thing. The response was, oh, our processes are quite different, even though it's the same bank. I said, okay, but there are opportunities to do enhancements. We could modify the process to suit your present needs. Then I had a very limited technical view of why they were not using it. So I spoke with the technical people in the project, the ones that built the payroll for the head office. And I was informed that it will be more expensive to actually install the solution for Sierra Leone than building a new one, because their network architecture cannot handle what they built for the head office. So having established that fact that they didn't have any solution, what I did was what I started to gather requirements. And I now understood that the first thing you ask as a business analyst is that how do you do it currently? Are you getting me? Somebody comes to you and they say, and please come in as a BA. We want to be moving we want to be buying we want to be buying moi moi. Let me just give, I don't know how this example makes sense. It's something that just came to my mind. I love moi moi. Maybe that's why it came to my mind. So you want to buy moi moi, right? And as a BA, you need to ask, how were you buying moi moi before? Why are you bringing me to come and help you buy moi moi? How were you buying it? That's what the assist is. How were you doing things before? I know it might seem a lot, but all of these things will be broken down. This is just an introductory aspect. So I'm just explaining what a new system is. Then they informed me that they were using Excel to manage all their staff records. So right now I have an overview of what their assist was. I went further to ask, okay, how were you handling your approval process? Because I know that approval is a major flow, in the head office. How were you handling your approval process? They said they were using Microsoft Outlook. So they will send emails to those that need to approve. And sometimes you will have to be prompting them manually, go to Teams and be disturbing them, please approve, please approve. So it wastes time, it wasn't efficient. And so they needed a solution, an automated solution that can handle all of these things, that can handle their payroll, that can handle staff records and all of that. So an example of what I just explained is a new system, because before now, they did not have any system that could handle HR activities. They were only using, sometimes you might call Excel. Okay, let me ask a question. Do you think Excel is a system?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
It
it
is. Thank
is.
you very much. It is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It is. So even the example I'm giving right now might not even be a new system, because really they had something they were using, which was Excel. So it might not even be a new system. That's why I say this class has to be very interactive. So scratch that. An example of a new system could be maybe a solution that was not already existing. Let's get something online. Can we give me any insurance company that we know in Nigeria? Can you give me the name of any insurance company that we know in Nigeria?
Alliance.
Alliance.
ICO.
Nigerian
Insurance.
Okay, so let's go with
Legal
Alliance.
insurance.
Okay, let's go with Alliance. So
Crusader Insurance.
I think everybody's selling their safe now. Hey, calm down. So let's look at the solutions they have here. Alliance. Hopefully they have their website gives us. Okay. 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 Okay, so Alliance currently, can you see my screen? I'm sharing the entire screen so that everything I navigate you can see. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So Alliance currently sells motor, education, endowment, life, home, travel, and funeral. Can we have any kind of insurance that is probably not here? Let me say like a business insurance. I don't know what that means, but I'm just trying to think of any insurance that they are
Health.
currently not
Health
selling.
insurance.
Health, thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please who give me that response?
That's no.
No, okay, thank you, Noe. So health insurance,
Agric
yeah?
Insurance is not there.
Agreed.
Agric.
Okay, so let's go with health. Now, as a BA, you come into Alliance, and they said they want to introduce health insurance as a what? As a product. Yeah? Now, your job is what? To gather requirements. First of all, you need to even understand how all of these other, what are some of the systems, or what are some of the, what is holding, how was this motor insurance, what systems are they using to manage the motor insurance, right? Because when you click here, right, let's say I want to buy car insurance, you buy, let's say buy now. 1 second. Opening. Yeah. Okay, so now when you fill in your details and everything, right? And this is a system, you're aware, right? This is a system that is used to manage this. Is there any is there an argument on this?
No.
No.
No. Okay, so this is a system that I used to do this. When I finish filling all of this, my details and everything is calculated, I would have to submit, right? It's possible that when I submit, like I said, I don't know, I don't work, I've never worked with Alliance, so I don't know their systems. And even if I've worked, I will try also not to be very specific on some of the systems they use. That's why even if I'm going to share some of my experience, it might not be too detailed. So apart from the practical projects we work on, because you have to be careful not to give out details about the systems that are currently private, right? So when we submit all of this, right, it's going to hit an internal portal, definitely. It's going to hit an internal portal that, and probably the flow could be, it hits whoever, maybe the head of insurance, they are aware that somebody now wants to buy something. Maybe an approval process can be, okay, the head of insurance will now hand it over to the team in charge. Maybe there's a car insurance team and say, follow up on this lead. And the person now follows up on the lead until the person becomes a client. So they might even have like a CRM stuff. Maybe this is even integrated with the CRM platform they have, right? And then it now hits their CRM platform and they will now manage the lead. Yeah. So now, if for instance, now we want to introduce, let's say like health insurance, for instance, right? Now, one of the things you do is to gather requirements. Yeah. Understand what are some of the things that we need to do. It could be that, okay, you're probably replicating things that are done, but with health, there are so many things you'll find out. Who are you even giving this insurance to? Those above 60 years, what do you consider? Those below 60 years, all of those other requirements, you understand. But I'm very particular about the technical requirements. So the technical requirements, you might not want to ask the solution architects or the developers to say, okay, can the current systems be used? Or you even have to understand, is there a separate system that is used for car, that is used for loan, whatever different kind of insurance? You need to find out. If they say they are separate systems, then you now have to ask, are we going to also use a separate system for what's it called? Are we going to use a separate system for what? For health? I don't know if you're getting me. So in situations where, for instance, you're using the existing systems that they have, you're just adding health to it. That is more or less that is an existing system. But if you're building a separate one, then it can then be a new system. I don't know if you're following me. Are you following me?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
So
yes.
yes. So new systems, yeah. So most times when you're working on projects, you might work on a totally new system. Truth be told, I've never worked on a new system. Why? Because a lot of systems are already existing. So what you're doing basically is enhancement. What you're doing is system enhancement. As a BA, you might never really get to work on a new system because there's no way you enter a company and things are already not existing, except they just came from I don't know which country I would say. Maybe they came from they are not even tech. I don't know which country is not tech savvy anymore. Every country is now adopting tech so good to improve their processes. So as a BA, oftentimes you work on this second part, which is system enhancement. Yeah. When you enter new companies, they will tell you this is a new solution. Or if you dig further, you're mostly enhancing a particular process. Yeah. They're mostly because there are systems that are in place that they've been using, except in situations where maybe they are introducing an entirely new product. And in introducing the new product, there are no systems to manage it. Then you can then say, we are building a new solution. Are you getting me? Like I work with a fintech and we're trying to branch into banking. So most of our solutions that we have now, they are new systems that we are building to cover the aspect of banking. So that you can consider to be what? A new system. Please, do we have any questions before we go ahead?
Yo.
No. Okay. All right.
Can I ask a question? This is Jude here.
Please go ahead, please.
Yeah. Do you call manual process a company that operates manually and want to make it a digital experience platform? Would that be kind of a new or system enhancement?
The new system.
Okay. Okay. So let us talk. It's an interactive class. Then I'll weigh in.
Yeah,
I'm listening to people.
for me, I think it's enhancement. I think it's system enhancement because basically the processes are already in existence. All you are trying to do is to, transform it into like an online process. However, the manual systems were already in place. If you get what I mean.
Okay. Yes, can someone help us here? Any other person before I weigh in?
Well, for me, I'll say this is Noye. I say it's a new system transferring from manual to digital. I think it's an entirely different process. And for me, I'll say it's a new system.
Okay. Okay. Someone says we had an existing process. Someone says it's a new system. Okay.
Mimi
Like,
talking.
yeah, please go ahead.
To me, I think it's a system enhancement.
Okay.
Just like Clement said, there were some processes that they were doing manually, but they just want to now like improve on that to make it digital. So it's more
Okay.
like a system enhancement for me. Just that it
Okay.
might generate some new, it might generate some new requirements, some more requirements in order to get and achieve the digital method.
Okay, but let me ask a question. Like I said, we are rubbing minds together. Really, it's also an opportunity to hear from me, and I also hear and learn from you as well. So, are we saying that, let's say people were doing things manually, let's say like using Excel and all of that, these were manual processes. What we are trying to do is to what? Is to change the process, right? Are we saying that we tend to now move all the manual processes into an application? Is that what we are saying here? Do you get my question?
Yes.
Yes.
Because someone said we had an existing process. So what we are doing is that we are doing enhancements. But is there a possibility that, for instance, you might be managing your staff records on Excel, but you are completely bringing in like a new, okay, let me don't even use Excel. There are people who still do manual capturing of stuff. Okay, let me give a typical example. Typical example. Before now, when you go into a bank, right, they'll give you a very long form to fill. So many banks are now moving away from that. Yeah. And I think some banks are no longer collecting NEPA bill and the rest as a form of opening accounts. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
That's
Do
true.
they still? Do they still?
Yes, they do.
Maybe some of us are not opening.
Some
Okay, have
banks
we
still do.
They still do. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Mhm.
Well, I think some of these fintech banks like Kuda and the rest don't do that. They don't. I think you can open. You don't even need to, since most of them operate virtually. You don't need to really. There are not too many. I think it's just BVN. One I opened recently was just BVN that they requested for, and they did BVN validation, and my account was opened. I was in my account number. So I just needed to link it to an existing card of mine to start using the account. Yes, so in such situation now, that's still a banking process that has been totally changed. So a lot of things have been removed. So many forms that you fill for 3 pages have just been giving you one overview, 1 page. So in that case, would you say it's a new system that has been built or an enhancement? I love
Enhancement.
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 Why? I'm introducing a new one now. These are the 3 things that you likely see in an institution. Please, why is it an enhancement?
You okay? Clement speaking. Yeah, you just written system re-engineering.
Is that being confusing?
So I think my
Yeah.
point, what you just
I
said.
think it's re-engineering
Yeah,
because
most
you're
likely.
starting the whole process.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're basically making it more efficient, rather than
Yeah.
collecting information that you might not need. You are just collecting the vital information.
Okay. So let me just make it very clear. The truth is that it even gets confusing for some of us. I've had a time where I was working on that payroll solution and I saw it as a system enhancement. So what I did was that I came up with a document called change control document. So there are different kind of document based on why I did not start my discussions with document is that every company has got their own standardized templates that they expect you to use. Are you getting me? There are some institutions you go to, they'll tell you they want an FRD, a functional requirement document. They just want you to see you capture their functional requirements. We will detail all of these things in the course of our training. Some institutions you go to that are doing agile, they will tell you just write us user stories. User stories are all we need. Are you getting me? So it depends on the institution. That's why I did not start with what kind of documentation that you're supposed to use. Now, even for some of us, it gets very confusing. When I was working on the payroll solution, I started off by doing it as a system enhancement. So I was raising a change document. But my boss came in and said, this is a new solution. So I want you to raise like a requirement and an RSD, requirement specification document. So requirement specification document is more detailed. Now, it was an argument between my boss and I because I believe that Excel is a system, right? And so it's an enhancement I'm doing. But listen to what he said. He said, now you're seeing Excel as a system. Now, in the change document you raise, remember that for change document, that was what he said to me. You don't capture the technical requirements. You don't capture data requirements. You just give us what your assist is, what your to be is, and what your functional requirement is. But for an RSD, which is a requirement specification document, it is more detailed. You capture where this data will be stored. You capture the system flow, how it's going to be moving from each system. You capture what sometimes you even capture, no, you don't need to capture what programming language you use, but you need to capture where it to be stored if you're going to be using an SQL server or any other kind of relational database storage. So his point is that we didn't have an existing structure. So you cannot come up with a new solution and say you are not going to capture all of this. So that means you have to see that project as a new solution. Please, did anybody just get what I said?
Yes.
Are we sure? Can I go over? Just tell me to go over and I'll
Please
go over.
go over.
Yes,
You
please.
can go over.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I was working on a payroll solution, right? And remember I told you that the assist, we all know what assist is, right?
Yeah.
How it is currently, yes. So I said the assist was they were using Excel and Microsoft Outlook. But On this call, we have established that Microsoft Outlook and Excel are existing as systems. So we should see that project as a system enhancement. Is that right?
Yes.
When someone corrected me, I didn't say anything. Sorry, 1 second, please. This is just give me 1 second. I need to pick this call. It's really, really, really urgent. I usually don't do this, but I need to. 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. So okay, so I was saying we had a conversation, my boss and I. I told him that I raised a change document. So change document in my company is a document you raise for system enhancement projects. Are we clear on that? Okay. Are we clear on that?
Yes.
Please.
So
Yes.
he wanted me to raise a requirement specification document, which is an RSD, and we use RSD for new systems. Are you getting me? So I was telling him that Excel and Outlook, these are systems. So what we are doing, we are enhancing the process. So why should I raise an RSD? And so he asked me now, based on our standard templates, right? A change document, you don't need to capture your data requirements. You don't need to capture the technical flow, right? Technical flow in the sense that how is this the system you are building, is it speaking to any existing system? Like we now in the bank, we mostly hear Finacle. If you enter the bank, you hear Finacle. Most of the banks in Nigeria use Finacle. So you're supposed to capture a flow that says whatever you're building through a middleware, you're speaking to Finacle, and it shows how data will now be stored in the database. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to capture. Now I'll tell you who does all of these things. So he was telling me that if I raise a change document, I will miss out on capturing these things. And I should remember that we don't have any existing solution in place. So it's a different case if we have already raised a document that captures all the data flows and the technical requirements, right? It's a different scenario. Maybe you're just touching some of the aspects. You can call it what system enhancement. But in this case, we are looking at Excel, which is really not, which is really not ideal. So what I'm trying to say is that oftentimes I don't want us to waste too much time on what a new system is, what a system enhancement is, what a system re-engineering is. One thing you should know for new system is that when you go into organization, it can differ whatever they call a new system is. But you should know as a business analyst that your role is to come in to analyze the new systems that the company might want to bring in, which are systems that are not existing, but they are just bringing in as a new system. And system enhancement. So system enhancement can be, for instance, okay, let me open one of these checkout page. Let me check a checkout page and show you something. Checkout page, checkout page, payout page, whichever. Okay. Let me see if this can work for us. Okay, there's something I'm looking for. It's not here. Okay, So when you want to buy something, right, online, yeah, you'll find out that they'll ask you if you want to use your credit debit card, you want to use this, you want to use that. Am I right?
Yes.
Trying to check which of the ones can work. Trying to see something that can work here. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, so I think this can work here. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. None of the pages are even opening. None of the pages are opening. But I think a lot of us already buy things online. When you want to buy, you have options of either using Paystack or you're using your your debit card, sorry, or you're using your dollar card, right? Now, an enhancement, I'll give you a project I'm currently working on. Yeah. So we offer loan in where I work, right? And we wanted to introduce new repayments ID. So what that means is that customers could actually repay their loans either through Remitter or through Paystack. Now, we want to add Sebit. Sebit is also a tokenization platform where you could actually put your card. You know where you save your card details. There are some, I don't know if a lot of us do it. There are some payments that we just go in, we save our card details, and every month or something, an automated money is removed from our accounts. I think some of us do that, right? Please correct me. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, okay.